For all those people that would say, oh, it's the Obama, let me tell you something. You were dying. And if you look at that first period of a couple of months, it was a disaster. But it was heading south as sure as you're standing, and I'm sorry we couldn't get your seats, we didn't have any room. And by the way, 20,000 people outside had to leave. You know? It's so cold outside, we told them, don't worry about a screen, go home. Go home and watch. But we had, this is about a 5,500 seat arena, and I said to my people, why so small? Are we spoiled? I watch these guys come in, like Biden. He has a big rally, and they get 93 people show up. No, it's true. I don't understand it. And did you see the new polls from USA Today came out? I'm killing everybody. And they hate me. USA Today hates me. But there's a poll, we're beating everybody. But, so Biden has this rally, like, you know, they got 200 seats. But only a small number of people. So you know what they do? They set up a round table. So think of these people, they come in, they think they're gonna listen to a speech, they end up sitting on a round table discussing. They must have been happy, right? We don't have enough room for round tables, I'm sorry, Father. No, they set up a round table, but I think we're doing great. And you know, how do you beat what we've done? With the economy, with our great vets, with choice. We finally got choice. They've been trying to get it for almost 50 years. See, these people back here, your seat or stand is better, right? But you know what? They're going to be much more famous. Because the cameras can't see you, they can only see them. And you know the other thing, the cameras, you ever notice, I go to these stadiums, 25, 30,000 people, they never show the crowd. You know why? Because they don't want to have... If Crazy Pocahontas goes to the middle of Central Park or whatever park, she's in Manhattan, got me, and people, I mean, I could have Barron Trump go into Central Park and he'd get a crowd that would be just... He'd get a bigger crowd. But if she has a crowd, oh, these crowds are so big. I've had crowds over the last couple of weeks. We went to different Pennsylvania, Florida, but I mean, thousands and thousands of people can't get into these, you know, NBA arenas, right? Big arenas. And we set records at everyone because we used the floor. Thank you, I appreciate it. But we used the floor, right? The basketball court. So we set records at every arena. They never even mention the crowds. They never mention the crowds. It's sort of amazing. You know what? I don't think we've ever had an empty seat from the time I came down the escalator. That's a long time ago. I don't think we've ever had an empty seat. Now what the crooked media does though, if you got like over here, look how packed it is, and there's thousands outside, but please go home, you're gonna catch a pneumonia. But here's the thing, if this man and that beautiful woman happen to get up because they want to go to the bathroom, those cameras will turn to those two seats and they'll say, Trump was unable to fill up the arena. You know? I always get nervous when I see I know they're coming back, nobody ever leaves our speeches, because is there a better place to be in the world than a Trump rally? But every time I see a man get up, I see a beautiful woman with a baby and they're getting up, the baby's going crazy and they're getting up, they're gonna take it, but I know they're gonna be right back. And I say, fill those two seats. I don't want them to see it because they'll say, couldn't fill up the arena. These are truly dishonest people. After 3 years of sinister witch hunts, hoaxes, scams, tonight the House Democrats are trying to nullify the ballots of tens of millions of patriotic Americans. Capped off with one of the greatest election evenings in history. Was that the greatest? Remember when they all said, no, you can't win. Michigan, you can't. And then I did one in Grand Rapids, right? Grand Rapids. We had 32,000 people that night. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. That means it was election day when I started speaking. Hillary, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Bill Clinton. They did an emergency trip. To Michigan at 6 o'clock. They got here at prime time. They started to speak. She had 500 people. I got here at 1 o'clock in the morning the next day, which is now election day. How many people were there? 32,000. 32,000 people outside, inside. It was the last speech in Michigan. And they said, well, sir, it's very hard to win Michigan. I said, why would it be hard? Here's the beautiful thing. Everything I told you, I've done, but much more so. I said I was going to bring car companies back. I said I was going to bring in. I just hope you people know that. But I'll never forget that night. And, in all fairness to Bill Clinton, he used to be a friend of mine until I ran for office. I like him. But he told, the way they tried to shut him out, right? Because he's a pro. He's an instinct guy, right? He's instinct. He doesn't need polling companies and all. Who the hell wants him? If you want a polling company, pick up the newspaper. The problem is the newspaper polls are more fake than the news they write. They write fake polls. Sure. They write fake polls. You call them suppression polls. You read them and you get depressed because it looks like you're doing badly. They do that. I think it's almost worse than what they write, and you can't get much worse than what they write. So what happens is Bill Clinton said to Crooked Hillary, his very dishonest wife, said, Crooked Hillary, do you think he calls her Crooked Hillary? Maybe he just calls her Crooked. He said, Crooked, I'm telling you, Crooked, I don't like what I'm seeing in Michigan. I don't like what I'm seeing in Wisconsin. Said I took a trip to Wisconsin, and I'll tell you what, they had those Trump Pence signs all the way to the convention area. Every lawn. I don't like Wisconsin. And they said, oh, don't worry about what the hell does he know? They told him, what do you know? Remember they shut him out at the end? They didn't want him talking. He was right. I don't want to cause any problems in the family, but he was right. But he talked about Wisconsin, and he talked about Michigan. He said, Crooked, I'm telling you, I don't like what I'm seeing in Michigan. I was in Michigan, and I'm telling you, you had those damn signs. I saw some houses where they had 4 of them on one lawn and 2 of them on the car. He said, you horrible human being, you better start listening to me because you're going to get your ass whooped. And you know what happened? She didn't listen, fortunately. And she didn't come to Michigan enough. And she didn't come to Wisconsin, I think, at all, right? Because her polling data looked good. It looked good to me, too. Every time I went there, we had these crowds. So we won Wisconsin. We won Michigan, and the great Ronna McDaniel. Where is Ronna? Ronna. She was so horrible. I didn't know her. Ronna McDaniel. And she was so aggressive. She kept calling and said, could you please come out to Michigan? I said, who the hell are you? And I said, what do you mean, another trip? So anyway, we had these big crowds, I made it again. Then finally I said 2 weeks out, I said, Ronna, no more. We're gonna win it or we're not. Okay, I promise. 2 days later I get a call. Sir, could you please come out to Michigan one more time? She was the campaign chairman in Michigan. So I said, okay. And then I got the ultimate call. 6 o'clock in the evening for this final deal in Grand Rapids. Sir, could you come to Michigan tonight? And I thought I was just about finished. I went to a last great stay, and I said, it's over. Now I sit back and I watch her. Let's see what happens, right? But she said, could you come to Michigan? I said, that is the most aggressive human being I've ever met. And we did it. And we won Michigan. And the word is that we're much higher right now in the polls than we were ever in 2016. When you walk into, it's November 3rd this time. November 3rd. By the way, though, that evening, that incredible evening in November, right? One of the biggest nights in the history of television. You never hear them say it, so I might as well. That election and my debates. You see, their debates are dying. Who wants to watch Buttigieg?